So domestic violence is pretty broadly defined for our purposes in our report. But in 2016, we had 89 domestic violence homicide cases, and in those cases, 95 victims were killed. We had 37 out of the 95 domestic violence homicide victims were intimate partner homicide victims, so they were killed by current or former intimate partners. And that kind of is more or less what we see from year to year. We generally see close to the same amount of intimate partner homicides as we do family homicides. Sometimes one is more than the other, but they kind of trend together. So 37 is not particularly unusual in 2016.
She was very spunky. She was outgoing. She was one of a kind. She was not afraid to tell you what she thought. And she was a true redhead through and through. That fire from head to toe. I heard my other cousin called me. I was at the dentist with my children, and she sent me a message asking if I was awake and if I was in a right place. And I was like, yeah, what's wrong? So she called me and told me that Jillian had been murdered the night before. And thankfully, my husband was there with me, because I don't remember. After that, I remember I screamed and broke down. If there is someone out there that is going through what she went through, that they see this and know that it's not worth your life to get out and get away. There's places and people out there to help you. It's not worth it. I'm hoping I can get to somebody else. I couldn't get to her. So I hope I get someone.
The National Intimate Partner and Sexual Violence Survey by the Centers for Disease Control, in their most recent report, found that in Oklahoma, about 37.3% of women experience some form of physical violence during their lifetime. So over a third of females in Oklahoma experience some form of physical violence by an intimate partner during their lifetime. Right? We were about sixth in the nation with regard to that. Secondly, I wanted to just share, in terms of the same study, unwanted sexual contact by an intimate partner, 37.5% of women in Oklahoma at some point during their life have experienced some form of unwanted sexual contact by an intimate partner. And this ranks us second only to Alabama. So we do have work to do there too. And of course, in many cases, sexual assault, in this particular piece of data, unwanted sexual contact is in the context of intimate partner relationships. So there's definitely an intersection between sexual assault, domestic violence, and so on.
Well, there's no excuse for domestic violence in any aspect. I don't believe a man should put his hands on a woman, and vice versa. A woman should never put her hands on a man. You just don't do that. But to jump from putting your hands on someone to putting your hands around someone's neck or grabbing their head and snapping their neck or shooting them or stabbing them, or I don't understand what can make someone jump from just putting your hands on someone to taking their life. I mean, that's the ultimate. That person their family is never going to have them back. You are going to have to deal with that for the rest of your life. I want to know how he feels. Not only does his children get to grow up without their dad, her children get to grow up without their mom. I don't understand it. what can drive somebody to do that.